act as a refuge.
All right, stream is starting. Here we go.
Between the high heavens and the burning hells. Instead, it became a new battleground in this eternal conflict. A secretive group called the Haradrim has kept mortals safe.
I'm gonna lower this a little bit here. All right. So this is the Diablo 4 developer live update, February 28th. I'm lowering it because I guess I'm watching this live and it looks like they're just starting with the cinematic that they've already shared.
This is the story of their downfall.
Is it a new character? No. Yeah, so it looks like the Diablo Blizzard live stream is just streaming their cinematic first, and then hopefully throughout this update we'll be getting some new Diablo news. I'm pretty sure the big things we're going to learn is system requirements for computer for playing the beta, which I'm as long as your computer is within the past 5 to 10 years, I think you should be okay. Blizzard usually makes their games accessible to a lot of computers, but we'll see. I mean, these graphics look pretty good. The other big thing I think we'll learn is exactly when beta will start. We know the dates. Is it March 17th to the 19th? Shoot. Yes, and then March... The following week, whatever day that is. What day is that? I can open up this stupid... I can't open... Okay, but then following week. But I think we'll actually figure out what the dates are. I mean, not the dates. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought here. The time frame, like 8 in the morning Friday till 8 o'clock p.m. Sunday for each weekend or whatever. I hope it's early in the morning because it does suck that the beta, the open beta for everyone is only, it's 2 weekends, but it's only 2 days. So you really only get 4 days to play the beta. Nice. So glad Diablo's going back to this. But yeah, I'm excited to see what we'll find out. Besides some of the beta news, maybe they'll have new gameplay stuff. Yeah, I'm excited. And I'll say this again, I think in another video I posted, it seemed like a lot of people didn't like the cinematic. But I actually liked it a lot. I liked that it was more ominous. You don't know what's going on. There's not a lot of action or, fighting. Because I think people forget, this is the intro to your character in Act 1. So you're a level 1 barbarian. No weapons, no armor. So you're not going to really be doing much in the first cinematic. Kind of like, I like to relate to Elden Ring. You're not really shown in the cinematic for Elden Ring. But, you're just kind of this nobody, this random person. That bad things happen to, I guess. Nice. Drinking some caffeine too. I've been up late with non-related stuff with work. All right, here we go. New stuff.
Hey guys, happy Tuesday.
Make this louder.
The second Diablo 4 developer livestream. My name is Adam Fletcher. I'm the community lead for the Diablo franchise, and I'm joined here by
Here we go.
3 wonderful guests. We have
I'm excited.
Song, who is our lead system designer on Diablo 4. Of course, we got Art Peshkov, who is our lead world designer on Diablo 4. And everyone knows Joe Shelley, game director, Diablo 4. We're all here to talk about a lot of stuff actually today.
So world
about Diablo 4.
and
But
systems.
I did want to throw out this
Okay.
fun fact because amongst these 3 gentlemen right here, we have 52 and a half years of experience here at Blizzard in terms of tenure, which is absolutely crazy. And I do want
that's
to
cool.
ask, of course, for all of you guys, what is the first Blizzard title each of you worked on? I'll start with Mong.
I started working on
That's a fun question.
Warcraft 3, Frozen Throne, making multiplayer maps.
That's crazy.
Oh wow, Warcraft 3.
I was in college playing Warcraft 3, so yeah.
Damn, that's
How about
like
yourself?
25 years ago.
I started on World of Warcraft Burning Crusade.
Burning Crusade over here.
The
Nice.
first thing I worked on was the curator in
Nice.
Karazhan.
Nice.
Oh
That was,
wow.
that was in the last season.
A lot of old school Blizzard
Shadowlands
people here.
And Mythic Plus, they brought back, I know, Karazhan and so forth. So, and then
That's neat.
I started on World of Warcraft, the original. I was a QA analyst. I actually remember testing a bunch of Joe's balls.
Oh great, the audio.
so
Oh.
that just feels very recent compared to everything else. But yeah, we do have a lot of stuff. We have obviously amazing guests here today, and we have a lot
Okay,
of stuff
little
to actually
technical
talk about.
difficulty.
And so
They're new at this.
I mean, what you guys actually did just see during the countdown right before the stream was our intro cinematic for Diablo 4. That was actually revealed during the IGN Fan Fest.
I mean, it's nice to replay those, but we've
broadcast,
seen them.
Earlier this month. What's cool is that it was completely done in engine, and so
That's cool.
like, you as a player can now essentially have your character that you create in Diablo 4.
That's great for immersion. As I said
appear
in a
all the
previous
enemies
video,
and
immersion is so
it's really,
important.
really cool.
To me, at least to me in
Kind of
video
neat
games. I know it's not to everyone, but I think a
That's right,
large
yeah.
majority.
It's
like
it's
it.
so we put so much more work into making the story immersive and
Okay. So one of the cameras isn't picking up audio, and it's this one where they zoom in. I hope they stop using this so we can hear. Oh man, I can only imagine what the chat is like. I'm not on Twitch. I'm watching this through YouTube, and I think the comments are disabled on YouTube. Oh boy. I can't read his lips. I don't know what he's saying. Oh man.
we asked our engineers to make sure that we
That's
can
awkward.
show our in-engine
Okay.
IGCs with
Don't go to that
really
camera
high-
again.
really high quality, and also showing off the character that you've customized, because it's so
Yeah.
important to be able to personalize your character.
And that's the really cool part about Diablo 4. This is kind of like the first Diablo game where you can really go into heavy customization. I mean, Diablo Immortal also had that as well, but Diablo 4's is like on a really crazy level as well.
I do think that's good.
That's gonna be really cool to see.
Like in Diablo 2, there were
everyone's
like,
characters in different
for example, in
cinematics
Diablo
and so
2,
forth
some
that
classes
people
were
like
male,
in
some
the
were female, and you couldn't switch.
There's no audio.
So, live stream, we are figuring out YouTube audio issues if people are watching on YouTube right now.
Oh,
if-
what the heck? This is only YouTube?
We're good. Okay, we're good. Live streams, guys.
God damn it.
Now you know it's for sure.
I'm not gonna switch because I
As we figure out technical issues.
at least they know, thank
we
God.
have pretty much a packed show to actually kind of go through today. We're going to be.
We missed a
giving,
little bit, that's okay.
Extra information about the beta and what players are actually going to be experiencing. There's a lot of information we haven't talked about regarding beta that we will be talking about today. Mong is actually going to go over some armor systems in Diablo 4. We have a lot of people that have
Armor
been asking
systems.
about system-specific details within Diablo 4, and armor is incredibly important. And so we've got a lot of numbers and graphs to talk about today regarding that.
We brought some
And
graphs.
then
Okay, numbers and graphs can be
Arne
interesting.
is going to talk about essentially a new feature for Diablo, which is the stronghold system within Diablo 4.
Oh, yeah. That's like
a
where
lot
you
to
take
talk
over a
about.
city, right?
One quick thing that we did want to call out really quickly, which is the Inari statue, which is behind
Oh.
me as I'm like trying to like.
Gotta sell those statues.
myself in my hands
They're
here.
$1,000.
But the Inari
I mean, they
statue,
look cool.
This was announced earlier this month.
There's the
and
camera
we
dude.
ended up actually.
The camera
putting this
dude's
up
in
on
the-
Gear
okay.
Store. And what's cool about this?
Nothing like
statue is
Blizzard's
that
scuffed
it is
live stream.
actually,
Okay.
shipping right now. So if you, unlike the Lilith statue, which I know took like a few months to actually ship when that was announced, this one is shipping immediately. So it's really cool looking. Thing is massive. Pairs really well with Lilith. You can have mom and dad there. It's great. You know. I've seen pictures
Very
on
cool.
Reddit of people
Not
putting
worth
them
$1,000
side by
bucks.
side.
I don't have the
Some
money.
People already have the Inari statue and they have it like side by side on their TVs in their living room, so it's actually really cool to see.
Yeah.
But yeah, there should be a QR code, I think, up on the screen now. So if you do actually scan the QR code, it does take you to the gear store and to the page
Right there.
to check it out. But beta. Beta is a big topic.
Beta's
Beta's
why we-
Yes,
coming up.
let's
So
learn some
we do
stuff.
wanna actually talk a lot about beta itself. As you guys know, we did already announce the beta dates earlier this month. So for beta itself, it's actually going to be, we'll have an early access weekend, and then we'll have an open
Time
beta
frame.
weekend.
What's the
early
actual
access
time?
is going to be on March 17th.
When?
We'll start on March 17th. And we actually have times of when it's going to actually start that weekend. So we are planning on opening up servers at 9 a.m. Pacific on March
9 a.m.
17th for early
Pacific.
access. And it'll actually go through March 20th. until noon Pacific time. So it kind of gives you a little bit of a more of an opportunity beyond just the weekend, because obviously
time.
time zones exist.
Time zones. We know
Right.
people work on
Oh, so you actually
Saturdays.
get till the Monday
So
noon.
it gives
Okay.
you at least a little bit more flexibility, being able to try it out all throughout Friday and Saturday, and even into Monday, depending on where you actually live.
That's great.
The other really cool part about
Okay. So 9
first
till
weekend of beta
12
is that
Monday.
there will be 3 classes available for players to actually check out, and that is the Barbarian, the Rogue, and the Sorcerer. So
What?
players can actually jump into beta itself during that first weekend and try it out. Remember, early access beta is only available to those that actually pre-order. So
So the
if
early
you
access,
haven't
you only
pre-ordered
have-
and want to jump in earlier, you most definitely can.
Yeah.
And
So
then
it's
for
just the 3
open
classes
beta
from the
on
other
March
beta.
24th through 26th. Those will start at the same times as well, and that's at 9 a.m. Pacific, and on the 24th, and then end on the 26th or on the 27th, shall I say, at noon. So it does go a little bit.
Man,
longer
why
again.
can't you level up? Well,
Time
that
zones.
sucks.
So
Of course, my
there's
2
a little
classes,
bit more
Druid and
time for
Necromancer, I
people
wanted to
jump
play
in.
the most.
And a special thing about that second weekend is
Well, you'll get access to 2 additional classes. So you can play all 5 classes, which is important to us because the second weekend in particular, we want to get as many people as possible onto the
Okay.
server. So we want to stress test the game.
I'm pissed
make
about
sure
that.
All of our server infrastructure is in good shape for launch, and we want to get feedback on balance. So we want to have all the classes available so everyone can check out the balance, and we can make changes ahead of launch if there are problems.
exactly. So again, during the early access beta, you'll be able to play Barbarian, Rogue, and Sorcerer, and then during open beta, you can play Barbarian, Rogue, and Sorcerer, but you can also play the Necromancer and the Druid.
That's right.
So it's a good opportunity
Okay.
to jump in, and as Joe mentioned, stress test the servers. Speaking of stress testing the servers, and for so we can get feedback and so forth before launch, there is another feature within beta that we're really excited to share about.
Oh, yeah,
is,
the award.
World bosses. We do have a world boss that will be
Okay.
active during beta, and there will be 4 different spawns on each Saturday of beta for players to kind of jump into and check
Neat.
out. And it's
That's cool.
Shava, who is people probably remember Shava.
Oh, yeah, this is like the
Shava
first world
the
boss we
first
saw.
world boss, I believe we ended up revealing
showed
back
off.
in BlizzCon
Yeah,
2019 and
That's
so
right.
forth.
One
So
of our 3 world bosses.
yeah, so players will be able to jump in.
That's
there's
fun.
Going to be 4 different times, like
I guess like a
mentioned,
scaled down version of it.
because, again, we want to make sure that players from all around the world can actually jump in during beta.
test that out.
During these
Okay.
moments. And it gives an opportunity for people to kind of experience like a whole new thing within Diablo 4.
I know another thing they're going to
the
announce is
Shava's so cool.
there's
The-
apparently going to be a
one of the
reward
really
for
cool
playing the
things
beta
about
12 to
world
20.
bosses is you can just show up there. There'll be other people for you to
I think that's
work together
cool.
to defeat the boss. And these are huge bosses. The camera actually pulls out so you can get a better view of the battlefield. So you
Yes,
see other
yes.
People fighting the world boss at the same time. They have huge attacks that.
New info,
cover
come
a
on,
very
let's learn
large
some new
area of
stuff.
the world, and it's all seamless. You just show up there and there'll be people. You don't have to have a group or organize anything in particular. You can just show up, fight a giant boss. It's super cool.
Yeah, and
That's nice.
So world bosses up to 12 players can
That's right.
actually go against a world boss within Diablo 4.
Well,
and,
okay.
I know it's recommended usually to be 20. The 25 is the max level within beta itself.
Yes. And
so-
Ashava's level 25.
There we go.
You're going to want to be close to that level because, if you're
Makes
fighting
sense.
a higher level boss or higher level monster.
You know, it'd be
it's gonna
fun.
be less
I've
effective.
seen this on
We're actually
streams
gonna
where like you
talk
get a
about
bunch of
that in
level
a little
ones
bit.
and see.
We're gonna
Oh,
talk about
oh,
armor.
you can't get that many. Never
That's
mind.
a-
This isn't like an MMO.
a perfect
Can't like get
opportunity
like
for us to talk about
100
armor and so forth
level
there.
ones to try and kill it.
But yeah, the
That's
4
more of an
different
MMO
times and
thing.
all the details and so forth and times that we just mentioned will actually be available on the beta blog that we do actually have up on Diablo4.com. So if people read that blog when we made the announcement about beta earlier this month, that blog will actually be updated after this stream with all those details. So make sure to check out and reference that.
Oh,
blog,
cool. I'll check
for
that out after
all
this.
The details and times and so forth that we kind of mentioned here.
That's right. And if you're trying to get early access, you can pre-order the game like right up until or even during the early access period, and you'll get access to it.
Awesome. That's
We
really
expect
good
to have
hear.
a turnaround.
That's good to
time,
know. I mean,
you know, minutes to.
like you're gonna
months
decide
to
beforehand if you're
an
gonna
hour, so
pay,
they get access.
prepay.
And then
pre-order.
a really popular question that we've gotten from the community is min specs and recommended specs. And I do want to note, if you're playing on console, on PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, or Xbox One or Xbox Series consoles, that is also available for beta, so players will be able to actually jump in.
You try the beta on console. That's cool.
Those consoles, but for PC,
I'm playing on
we
PC.
do have those min specs and those recommended specs that we can showcase here really quickly for everyone.
All right, let's see.
I think a huge shout out to our engineers here, because in Blizzard fashion, they've done a fantastic job at optimizing
GTX 660. That's pretty low. So yeah, that's.
many players as possible. Can
And then what are the
actually,
recommended?
Enjoy this on PC, which is great to see.
Yeah, and we're continuing to optimize right now, as you said, like every Blizzard.
Need
game,
45
we wanna make sure
gigabit,
as people as possible can play it.
Yeah, and I know
45
we've gotten,
gigabytes. Okay, that's
another big question.
games are pretty
regarding
chunky
PC
nowadays
specs
with the
and so forth.
gigabytes. You know, games
One
are
of
bigger
those,
now.
Revolved around like ray tracing.
Those requirements are really not that bad.
That's right. Ray tracing will be coming after launch.
Yeah, so we'll have
Ray
ray
tracing.
tracing available after launch for Diablo 4.
Never realized why those are such a big deal. I'm not a
We'll have
huge
these min specs and
graphics
these
guy.
recommended
I don't
specs
care about
also
graphics.
available on the beta blog after the broadcast here, but a lot of people will be able to jump in with their PCs or on consoles. And actually,
Those specs are pretty good
play,
for
Diablo
like people
4
with older
during the beta.
computers.
Preload is another big popular question that we've got.
Preload.
There will be a preload available for the beta for Diablo 4, and that will actually be coming about a week or so before the actual beta.
Oh, to
And
download the
details
game
on
before it
that
comes
will also
out.
Be posted soon
For the
on
beta.
the blog, so make sure to stay tuned to like Diablo's social channel.
You can just just check your browser if you've pre-ordered.
The blog, we'll make sure to let people know when.
That will. You just have to like.
available, so you can be
Once it's
prepared
available, it'll
to
say
jump in
update.
during
Quick
the-
update.
The first minute of early access and so forth. And then another note about consoles is that you will be able to play co-op, couch co-op, on consoles.
That's
which is
awesome.
Really cool.
That's so cool.
If you're playing on PlayStation or on Xbox,
I'll play with my
you
brother
can
that
have,
way.
Another person join you and play on and do couch co-op, which is really cool for Diablo 4 and for that Diablo experience itself. And one thing to note is that you just need access to the beta, and the second person will just both people need access to a Battle.net account of some sort to be able to experience couch co-op.
Each person will need a Battle.net account. That's
Exactly. You can create up to 10 characters per BNet account up for the beta, so you can actually experiment and try, like, if you want to.
You can have 2 of each class.
Again, or
Okay.
something with like a whole new character or whatnot, you most definitely can.
It's a lot of. I don't know how anyone could really have to.
Maybe you're indecisive.
They're stupid. Someone can and someone will. Someone will play the beta
Really sizable. Look at
2.5 days.
And I know a lot of people ask about progress between early access and open beta, and like how that actually does carry over and so forth, or if
Right.
it does carry over.
But not the Druid and Necromancer because you can only play them 1 week.
Yeah, so your progress will carry over from early
That's
access
lame.
to open beta.
That's
So-
still cool.
And that'll give you more time
just
to
nitpicking
really get
here.
to level 25. Time to fight a Shava if you didn't.
But there will be
get
someone that
access
plays
to
beta
it,
over
you can
48
play it.
hours.
You get,
No,
and more time to fight it.
over 100 hours. You know,
Check
with
out
combined
more
weekends.
side
Someone will do
quests,
that
most of the content and
for
facts.
sure. I wish I could, but I
Like
can't.
said,
I don't even know if I could do that.
It's one of our 5 zones, and
Fractured
it's
Peaks.
a huge area to explore with so much content in it that there's plenty of stuff to do. But of course, your progress is not going to carry over to the shipping game because we want everyone to start fresh.
Exactly. So yeah, progress carries over from early access to open beta, and then of course beta progress won't carry over to the final game itself. But one thing we did want to announce, at least today, is that we actually do have some beta incentives and rewards for players.
The
that actually
rewards,
do
we heard
partake,
about this.
in the actual beta test.
I'm mixed about
There's
that.
3
So,
different rewards that people can.
Okay,
actually
let's hear.
earn. 2 of them are specific titles that will carry over to the final game, and all these rewards actually do carry over to the final game. That's why it's so important for us to ensure that you guys have Battle.net accounts when you're actually playing through the game and so
Exactly.
forth. But the
Okay.
first title is the title itself is called Initial Casualty, which is earned when you reach Kyovashad
Yeah.
within the game. And I'm sure people are like, "What's Kyovashad?"
Well, Kyovashad's the capital city of Fracture Peaks, which is the area, the snowy, mountainous area of
Kyobasha. I'm not gonna be able to
Venture
pronounce
that the
it.
beta takes place in. And it's a big city. There's lots of stuff to do. It's not that far into the game. You'll play through the prologue, get accustomed to all of the mechanics and everything, start to get introduced to some of the characters, and then you'll arrive at Kyovashad. So it should be fairly straightforward to get this one.
Yeah, so people will be able to earn the initial casualty title within Diablo 4 by doing that. And then another title that they'll earn once they hit level 20 on at least just one character itself is an early Voyager title. So just get up to level
Early
20 in
Voyager.
the beta and you'll actually end up earning that title. And then
Titles
last
are
but not
fun.
least, we actually have a really, I'm very excited about this one.
What is
it
this?
is a cosmetic reward that we are giving away. To
Okay.
any player that does get that gets one character up to level 20, and it is a beta Wolf Pack. It's a cosmetic. It is
Let's see it.
quite possibly the most adorable thing in the whole entire world.
Oh my god.
It is a little
That's-
like pack that you can actually carry around within the game.
Damn, that's
In
cute.
itself, it's animated, does move around. It's absolutely adorable.
Okay.
And,
That's
you'll be
cool.
slaying
That's a
demons
cute-
with the
that's a
cutest
cute little thing there. Look at
hut
that.
behind you, which is absolutely. I don't know.
It's
I'm
incredible,
super
yeah.
stoked.
Perfect
about
for
it.
my druid.
Super cute. We're showing it on the Barbarian here, of course, but it's wearable by any class, so you get to level 20, which takes some time. It's going to take some effort, but
Easy. Gonna do it easily.
it'll pop you
Look at that
follow you on
thing.
your travels.
It's awesome. So yeah, this will carry over to the final game, and it is for all classes. So you just need to get one character to level 20.
That is
and you'll
cute.
get,
Okay,
one
Blizzard, all right.
Early Voyager title, and two, you'll get the
That's a good incentive. I'm a sucker for
make sure
dogs,
to,
so
jump into beta and actually get a character to 20, so you can have your own Wolf Pack for launch itself. So there's a ton of that. I know we just gave out a ton of information about beta here today. Again, this will all be on our beta blog on Diablo4.com.
that was cute. Okay, I mean that's a cool incentivization. I thought it would be like a horse mount or something. It's just a back piece.
And all the
That's cool.
requirements, for instance, to get.
That's fun. I
titles
mean, you
in
know,
the beta Wolf Pack
I
itself.
don't really care. It's a cosmetic, you know.
And one last thing, I completely forgot. During beta, we actually have another live stream planned, and that is going to be on the 24th. It'll be the first day of open beta, but we're going to do a community play live stream, so it gives you guys an opportunity to actually play with the Blues, essentially.
Okay, so it's more of just
employees
watching
here at
Blues
Blizzard,
play.
Some people from the dev team. and
I'll be playing probably and
and
recording
again, more
footage.
details on that
So I
here,
don't know if I'm gonna
here
watch
soon.
that.
So, lots of information about beta. Glad we got to showcase and talk about it all here today. We're gonna jump into the armor.
All right, system stuff now.
Discussion here with Mong now, and I know that the community has been really asking, especially our hardcore fans of Diablo. I've been asking more details about systems and so forth. So we actually do want to jump into a little bit of a deep dive into the armor systems within Diablo 4. So Mong, take us through it.
Yeah, sure. I'm happy to talk about the armor system.
Okay.
So in Diablo 4, armor is the major way for player to mitigate incoming damage, especially physical damage. The major way for people to acquire
Someone's
armor
phone's
is
going
through
off.
the 5 armor slots. There are helm, chest, pants, boots, and gloves. And mostly for fantasy reason, we made armor, chest armor, and pants.
Oh, that's too
provide
funny.
Most armor value, while boots and gloves provide the smallest amount of armor value.
Okay.
Armor, the armor value on an item is depends on the item's power.
Okay.
And in Diablo, we use the item power value to represent the power of the item.
So gear score.
I don't think we've talked a lot about how item power works. Can you describe what it means for Diablo 4?
Yeah, so in Diablo 4, the item when they start dropping, it's based on the monster's power, and we
Okay.
need a value to represent how powerful this is. Like when you start getting more challenging content in the later world tier, you'll see you'll get more and more powerful item, and we need something to to evaluate that, then represent that power.
So this is gear
So
score.
we
Is that what
use
I'm
the
getting
item
at?
power to represent
Which is
that
fine. I
power.
mean, it helps
And
you
can
understand
see
what's
this
better and worse.
on the items tooltip. And if you like, you can compare the two items. If the one item has a higher item power, that means that item most likely gonna be more powerful than the lower
Okay.
item power item.
But not always, right?
Not
there
always.
might be specific affixes or things
Yep.
that are especially powerful for your build.
Yeah, exactly. And
Okay.
back to the armor value. The armor value actually directly tied to this item power on those armor items. It's actually scaling linearly with those item power. The higher the item power, the more armor value that item provides.
Right.
And that's so that we know that we have some baseline for how much damage mitigation the player has.
Exactly. Because of this, when you loot higher power items, you naturally gain higher amount of armor. And therefore, it's guaranteed you always have a certain amount of damage mitigation against physical damage.
And so, so
Makes you
armor works
tankier.
differently in Diablo 4 than it did in Diablo 3, right?
Yeah.
In particular for elemental resistances.
Yeah, exactly. Like in Diablo 4, this is kind of like a long story. Like because of the mechanic, we made sure the item, the player have a certain amount of damage mitigation against the physical damage. But then we found out some monster they are doing non-physical damage, and that causes trouble for the player. Like for
Ooh, look at
example,
that.
There's a dungeon boss only deal shadow damage.
Gosh, the
And
armor
that
looks amazing in this
caused
game.
some serious balance problem.
Barbarian, look at he has the
because
arsenal system.
for people who
The two
have
back
a reasonable
pieces,
amount
or
of
the
shadow
two handers,
resistance,
and then two
boss is
one-handers.
not that hard. But some people, like when they have zero shadow resistance, the boss is almost unbeatable. Like they will always get one shot for this boss.
And players at low level, they might not have access to as much shadow resistance. They might not be as
Exactly.
familiar with the game.
Exactly. So to solve this
That
problem,
mace looks cool.
What we did is
I'm whistling in the background to what he said, but I'm just looking at the.
So armor
Very cool.
not only absorb or mitigate incoming physical damage, we also make
Druid, yeah.
absorb a certain amount of non-physical damage.
He's
So
thick.
how it works is like this. For
That druid
whatever
bod, man.
percentage,
Awesome. I actually
the
like that he
armor
looks
absorbs
like
physical
that.
damage,
I know that's weird, but I
also
like the
absorbs
strong
half
man,
of
bigger
that
build
amount of non-physical
Thor
damage.
from
For
God
example, your armor
of
absorbs
War.
60%
I think it's cool.
Physical damage. So your armor
Looks,
will also
you know,
absorb
badass. Oh, look at that
30%
helmet.
of all the non-physical damage.
So fire damage, shadow damage, and so on.
Damn, that looks sick.
And because of this,
Man,
people now also gain some amount of, not a big amount,
That axe
but
looks
some
cool.
amount of
it's a big ass axe.
mitigation
Damn.
against non-physical damage.
That back
that
piece
shadow
is a
boss
wolf pelt or
It's
bear
still
pelt.
challenging for people with zero shadow resistance.
I know I'm more interested
It's
in looking
in
at
a
these cool
much
cosmetics
more,
than the. Oh man, that's
controllable way.
And as players level up,
that
and
hammer.
get access
That's
to
Thor
higher
right there,
monsters,
and he has like a branch on
those
his other.
monsters actually
hand.
Have a penalty to your elemental resistances, right? So you're going to have to really make sure that you're keeping up on.
Sorry
it.
guys, I'm listening to the armor stuff in the background, but it's
When
pretty
you
basic
get to
stuff to me. I
higher
think.
world tier, we
Damn, look
added
at that.
more penalty for the player to make the higher world tier more challenging.
Mm-hmm.
And so you will have we put some 20% penalty from world tier 2 to world tier 3 for the resistance.
Rogues are
So
cool
you
too.
gain 20% less resistance.
Like,
And
probably
from
one of the
world tier
last
3
characters.
to
I've never
world
been a
tier
rogue
4, we
player.
put even higher penalty. It's 40%. So world tier 4 will be a lot more challenging than world tier 3.
But players have access as they're getting up into those higher levels. They're also getting access to more sources of elemental resistance, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So they're basically talking about
We-
physical versus
we
elemental
added,
resistance, which is like
the elemental
it's just gonna be a
resistance
system in the
into
game, you know?
various, in-game
I'm like I'm
systems.
more interested in looking
Like,
at the cosmetics
physically,
here.
Like
I like that
item
headpiece.
affixes, like
Ooh,
a
the
paragon
mage.
system. You
Or
can
the,
acquire those,
sorceress.
Those,
That is sick.
resistance through more and more way. We actually expose
And the graphics
more
in this
and
game
more
look
ways
amazing.
for you to be able to acquire armor and resistance at the end game.
So I think you brought some charts to
I like
show
that staff a lot
in
too.
more detail how the mitigation works.
Sure. So we have talked about like all the basic of how
Player
armor works.
level
I
damage
want to
mitigation.
dive a little bit deeper into actually how armor affects
So you get
players',
tankier pretty
gaming
fast, and then it slows
experience
down.
from level to level. The
Okay.
first thing I want to talk about is at each level we have a expected armor value for player, and based on that we calculate.
I'll be
what's the
honest,
damage
like I'm
reduction
listening. It's
player
just
can
that
get at each level, and we
I'm more
balance the
curious about
monster
like
damage about that.
compare
And
like
from
what
this
are
chart,
some of
you
the stuff
see,
you get from
at the
blues,
beginning,
yellows,
based on the
rares,
expected armor value,
legendaries,
you
set
can only
pieces. I
get
don't think there's gonna be
like
sets at the
a
beginning.
little above 10% damage reduction.
I mean, this
But
damage mitigation, it's
it
like
goes up pretty fast, and
you get tankier.
You can
You
get
basically
like
the
over
tankiness
40%
spikes
damage reduction
in
from
the
the
mid
armor value.
20s,
It makes sense.
and then it kind of
functionality-wise,
teeters off and
because,
slows
like,
down.
think
But you
about
kind
it,
of you end up at
the
about
beginning, you have
40%
only
damage
this
reduction.
light leather pants. It absorbs a very small amount of damage.
But like this is like a passive system, you know. So it's
Plate armor that it absorbs a lot more. Because of this, like the damage reduction going up, player also that means that we need to make the monster deal more and more damage to mitigate this damage reduction for the player.
Sure.
I guess so.
And
But then if you're-
this is, next, I'm gonna talk
I don't
about
know.
like
This is like
how
math stuff.
actually each unit armor absorb damage from level to level.
Yeah, because I think we have another graph here.
Let's see here.
Yeah, the
Yes.
armor.
Damage
So you
reduction.
see, like it's opposite to how much damage reduction we expect for player to get from level to level. It's from lower to higher.
Maybe I'm
but
just stupid. This stuff's
actually
confusing.
The damage reduction per armor is going down with level.
So per point of armor
Yes.
that I have, this is the chart that shows how much damage reduction that one single point of armor gives me
Yes.
at a given level. Okay.
And at the beginning, like,
Oh,
you
I
can
see. So
from
every
the
point,
chart,
the
like,
percentage of
every
armor you
100
get
armor
from a
can
damage
absorb
reduction from
about
armor
5%
gets lower.
of, damage reduction, but it goes down pretty fast early and
I
slow
mean, this
down
is
at the
interesting,
end.
but like, so
And
is
at the end you can see it like each 100 armor can only absorb 1% damage reduction. We make it work this way because we want to make sure that designer have room to add more armor bonus at the end game. We try to avoid the situation like at the beginning you get to a pretty good amount of armor, then you totally forgot about this stuff.
okay. I like that they explain
Like,
why, because
early
this
on, we
stuff's
talked
like
about that
whatever.
we added like a resistance penalty to for player from war tier to war tier. That's actually for a very similar purpose. Because of this penalty, even though you have a pretty good resistance at the early game, you still need to look for more resistance at the late game.
So they're basically
Yeah,
saying you're gonna have to
other
look for
players can
resistance
get
gear. I
damage reduction too,
think.
in addition to armor, right?
Yeah, exactly. Not only that they get this, that's kind of like happen at the late game when the challenger starts. They need to find
Okay,
a
new
lot of
graph.
way, like
Damage reduction.
they can look for like
So
for
this is when you have
Sorcerer
armor
class, they can look for
2000.
energy shield. For Druid and Barbarian, they look for fortified power, and for Rogue class, they look for more dodge chance. So not only they build on the armor and resistance to mitigate the damage. At the
Okay,
late
let's see
game,
here.
because the challenge becomes so tough. The world becomes the monster is so hard.
So your damage reduction.
they
So
need to
it's kind of
find
it's similar to the other graph where your armor reduction spiked up between
so far, I have been
25.
talking about like all,
20 to
all of
30,
this is
40.
One player fighting the equal level monster. So next I'm gonna talk like what if you fight against a different level monster? If a monster higher than you or a monster lower than you.
Okay.
So this chart shows a player with 2,000 armor. What happened? How much damage reduction it actually absorb for that 2,000 armor when they fight against different level monster? And you can see like the higher the monster level is, the less damage reduction this 2,000 armor actually absorb. And
Okay.
you can see like at the lower level, they actually already like reach the damage reduction cap we set for armor, which is 85%. But when you like for 2,000 armor, usually the player can acquire this amount of armor.
It's no offense to
around
them.
level
Like I
30.
don't.
Right.
But if
I'll be
you see
honest. Like
this
this
level
stuff isn't the
30
most
character,
interesting
when they
stuff to
fight
me.
a
It's
level
I
100
bet you this is very interesting to a
monster,
lot of players, but this
the
this is
2,000
not
armor can
like
actually only absorb
I don't need to calculate this
5%
stuff in my head,
of the
right? I don't
incoming
think.
damage, which
So,
is pretty minimum. So that
like I'm
means
glad they're sharing it for the people that
when
care
you
about this
want
stuff.
player for them to challenge a higher level monster, not only the monster,
But
with
I
more
just
damage,
think bigger armor,
they also penetrate
better
more
resistance, right?
of your armor.
So I'm going to need more armor.
I'm just one of those lazy people that higher item level gear score, I equip it.
Like while you're doing campaign,
unless there's a
all you
cool
do is
affix or
open
something that
world
I want.
content. It's not a big issue because most of the monsters scale with you. But when you do the in-game content like a Nightmare Dungeon or Helltide, a lot of time you are forced to fight higher level monster, and in those cases, you will take like this built-in punishment to for the player. So you need to like find a way to mitigate that the more damage. Some people they build up their offensive power. They try to finish the combat faster so that they can take less damage. While other people they find all the way like we said. Going through Paragon system, skill tree, item affixes, and legendary power, using all the ways to mitigate that harsh punishment.
We also added damage mitigation to monsters in Diablo 4, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I want to talk about. We used to not.
This area is
have
cool.
Damage mitigation.
It's like a Herodic temple.
Used to not have armor. So
I'm more interested in the combat here.
The damage player deals.
Oh, that's like the warrior ultimate move.
However, amount of damage the monster gonna take. So it has an advantage. It's pretty straightforward. It's really easy to understand. But it also has a problem.
Didn't sound easy to me.
To
Maybe I'm just stupid.
The monster's defense power. The only way we can do it is through increasing the monster's hit point. Like we say, from level 31, monster.
These guys seem tanky. I wonder what level this combat's in.
We want to increase their defense power, the time to kill by 10%. That means level 32 monster gonna have 10% more hit point or life than the level 31 monster. If you do this from level 1 to level 100, and at the end, it ends up with a super big number, like a billions or even trillions. And for player to be able to kill this monster in a reasonable time, the player needs to deal like billions of damage.
Okay, I see.
And in Diablo 4,
Ooh, that was a cool move.
We show this damage number as the floating combat text. We cannot hide it. And so because the number is so big, so long, it covers a big chunk of the screen.
Yeah, it's hard to understand too. Like
that's stupid. I understand. I kind of get what they're saying.
Really fast. You want to
So
be able to quickly understand how much damage you're doing.
Yeah.
And we're trying to keep the numbers down.
Yeah. We try to solve this problem. Also, we get a lot of feedback from community. They also
I agree. I prefer lower numbers than trillions and billions of. It's stupid.
Like Diablo 3, for instance.
It's much easier to tell how, when your power increases from 1 to 10 than 1,000 to a million to a million and
so at each level,
500.
Monster actually absorb a certain percentage of players' damage. It's pretty low at the early level, and it goes up at a later level. Then in our playtest, it creates a different problem because this damage reduction going up pretty fast. Player actually deal less damage when they level up. That's not what we want.
I don't want to get weaker when I level up.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, that's stupid.
So we have to take the damage reduction number for the monster so that it always scales slower compared to the damage increase. Damage increase for
I mean,
player.
so
So
it's a very convoluted system, at least to me. Maybe
players'
I'm just not
damage
fully getting it.
deal
Please
to the
explain
monster still,
in the comments if you've gotten this
increase
far into the
from
video.
level to level. But now we have a pretty good way to control how fast it increases. and therefore
I do
we
think your
see
power
that
should always
the
increase.
standing number at a very late game into a pretty reasonable.
For your numbers.
That's good.
That's
Nice.
awesome.
Because you want to feel like at level 1 you're
Well,
doing
I
1
know we
damage.
talked a lot about
Level 100 you're doing 100
novel
damage.
systems here,
Even that.
and even just like
More, maybe
the fact
1,000.
that, like monsters themselves will have armor, which is new for Diablo in itself. But I do want to spend some time to talk a little bit about strongholds because
Strongholds,
Art
okay.
here, who's our lead world designer. Art, I know, has been focusing on strongholds and has a lot to talk about. Strongholds themselves is a brand new feature within Diablo 4.
Yeah, absolutely. So conceptually, strongholds, they are places of importance to the world and the people of Sanctuary that have been overrun by evil. Pretty simple, right?
Simple enough.
The way this ends up working in practice is as you're exploring and navigating the huge world of Diablo 4 in Sanctuary, there will be multiple strongholds in each of our 5 zones for you to discover. And these are completely unique. So each stronghold is a unique location. They have different stories. They have different gameplay objectives, bosses. Even some of the rewards are unique to each specific stronghold. So much like our campaign, these are private experiences. They're just for you or you and your party if you choose to bring some friends. So once you've completed the stronghold,
Instanced, or
then,
you like phase out
comes to,
of the main world.
Something that we refer to as a public space, where you then might encounter and interact with other players if you want.
That's cool. So, like, what type of spaces can strongholds themselves end up kind of like changing to after you end up encountering them and maybe like conquering them or going through them yourself?
Are there like mini zones or
That's
settlements?
like actually one of the things that I'm most excited to talk about the system is that when you conquer a stronghold, there's a lasting impact on the world, and we actually unlock a bunch of additional content for you to explore and engage with after the fact.
Okay.
I want to talk about that a little bit later.
All right.
Okay, or not.
I think there's footage as well for the strongholds that we can actually like kind of throw up here.
Oh, here we go.
Maybe you can explain like what players are.
Ooh, I bet you this is
experiencing or what they would experience when they're going.
It's Gosglin.
Clip?
At least with the
I
rain.
found it.
Nice.
I found a clip on the floor.
Found a clip.
Let's
The
see here.
stronghold you're looking at here. This is called Hope's Light. In the jagged shores of northern Scotland.
Got it.
This great
I'm so
lighthouse
excited for
called
this
Hope's
zone.
Light, and its flame has been extinguished. The port town of Merwin nearby is particularly affected. It's the only port town in all of Scotland. They consider this.
Only using 2
a
abilities,
place,
which is
and
interesting.
obviously the
There he
sailors
goes.
of
Okay, he's
the
using. That's
Hero
just one of the
Lighthouse
core
to
moves.
navigate. So your kind of high-level objective is to just find a path through to the lighthouse and figure out what happened. As the player, when you arrive there, you notice the drown have risen.
Ooh, we've
The
seen that
drown
drown. He was one of the art. He's like the one with the big. He's holding a mast.
Mysterious
That's cool.
creatures that kind of shamble up onto the shores from the depths of the sea. And they drag these like bells and mysterious idols with them. Nobody really knows like who they are or what they want.
I'm so glad Diablo's adding a
But one of
marine
the other
zone.
things that we're super excited
really
for
haven't
with
did
the
one. They've never really
stronghold
done
is
one.
to try and showcase these monster families, kind of give you a glimpse into what they're about.
Yeah, because I know like back during BlizzCon, we actually BlizzCon 2019 when we revealed Diablo 4, we actually did showcase the drown for the first time, and then since then I know we had a quarterly update blog that talked a little bit about monster families, where we even talked about like familiars, for instance, and so forth that were up there. But like this is kind of like the first like updated look I think people are seeing of the drowned here in a stronghold.
Looks pretty sick. I do think I think the combat looks great.
I never knew what
It's
it was.
not crazy. Like I know the HUD is kind of hidden here, but ooh, a
actually,
legendary
that might
dropped.
be, going back to kind of strongholds at the system level.
At least I know the HUD's not there, but it does seem like at least the fighting isn't like your whole screen is flashing. You can't see what the hell's going on.
Obviously, you slay a bunch of monsters, you kill a boss, you're going to get a bunch of XP and loot. Beyond that, strongholds also reward you with a high amount of renown.
Okay,
Renown is
that's
another
like the reputation system.
in Diablo 4. And just to quickly summarize that, renown, it rewards you with engaging with various open world activities. You gain renown in each of the 5.
Ooh, that has like an after
games.
effect with his
And when you
leap.
hit certain
I
milestones
saw
with
that.
renown,
That's probably like
you
a
get
bonus
rewards,
ability
and
for
you
your
get
leap
cool
ability.
stuff like additional potion charges, skill points, even Paragon points at the later milestones.
I think we've seen that skill upheaval or whatever where you
Beyond
swings.
all this, like strictly, gold XP.
There's the
loot,
drowned
renown,
guy.
Beyond all this strictly character progression stuff, I mentioned before, conquering.
Look at the water moving. I think they did water really well.
A bunch of additional content. When you've completed a stronghold, and in some cases you've kind of cleansed the evil as much as it can be in a world like Sanctuary, people feel safe enough to come back, and so some strongholds will actually become towns after they'll have vendors, waypoints. Other strongholds might unlock a shortcut path to a different area.
Okay.
A waypoint, side quests.
So you do want to, of course, you want to unlock them. Like, it's important to unlock them to unlock things you want to do. I hope it's account bound. You don't have to do it on multiple characters, right?
Dungeons, endgame systems. You're probably really going to want to discover these.
That's awesome. So yeah, just like the last stream we had, we talked a little bit about Codex of Power. So and obviously going through dungeons ends up unlocking or finding new codexes.
Man, it makes me so sad that almost every clip of the combat is rogue, barbarian, or I wonder if the druid have some unfinished, the druid and necromancer have some unfinished skills, because we rarely see them in the fighting clips or the gameplay clips.
That's
Makes me
awesome.
sad.
And the fact that it's a lasting impact on the world is pretty crazy.
I like how you
Do see
traverse
strongholds,
differently.
on the map, as you're kind of traversing through Sanctuary. And
Yeah, absolutely. Just so like any other area of the game, it starts as kind of undiscovered space, and then once you've discovered it, they show up on the map. They have some iconography to let you know that, hey, there's a cool piece of content for you to go do here.
That's good.
And players themselves will see tons of these all throughout, as Sanctuary that they can actually either maybe do a little bit later or come back to.
That was a sick move.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, there's multiple strongholds in every region, and one of the strongholds actually have a minimum level. So you might actually discover one that you're just under leveled for. There's nothing stopping you from trying to take it on. But
That'd be kind of. I think it's more fun to challenge yourself, right, and try to when they're slightly higher than you.
Pick a new character because you died.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
That's when you question it a little bit. Yeah. So, and that's another question we get a lot is is hardcore going to be in Diablo 4? And yes, it will be. So that's when you would question the idea of wanting to.
Oh, hardcore! I've never been a hardcore player. I could never imagine having to lose your character after dying. I died too much.
A brand new feature for Diablo 4 in itself, so it actually allows you to essentially just continue to add additional content to the game and change the world completely, because the fact that you can actually get new waypoints or a whole new town that you can actually interact with.
I mean, it's cool, but it's in World of Warcraft, it's phasing where after you complete a quest line in the zone, the world changes. It's new to Diablo, though. I'll give them that, which is cool.
And a lot of the new content that you unlock, it is also kind of part of the renown system. So you complete a stronghold and you get side quests.
So I'm pretty sure that means it's account bound.
Also feed into the renown system.
Look at that drown, dude.
So yeah, there's a lot of. Cool
Man,
stuff.
I thought those were cool when they showed them off.
Completing a stronghold
sick.
is kind of only half of the feature, right?
This is that must be a boss.
Stuff that gets unlocked afterwards.
I wonder if that was. I don't know if that was a boss, but I'm kind of worried if that was a boss. It was just a larger version of one of the generic dudes. At least it looked like it.
People will be able to play it really soon. But the perks of working at
You heard
Blizzard.
it here first. We play the game.
We play the game. The perks of working at Blizzard. But yeah, it most definitely is a cool feature, and I've had strongholds completely change the whole entire map. And just
What's on his back?
A waypoint closer to wherever you need to go for a dungeon.
What's that wheelbarrow on his back? Wait a minute. What is that?
Of course, and Art provided here this footage here of a barbarian kind of going through. And I know this barbarian has got some legendary type of gear and some unique skills and so forth that are kind of modified based off the gear. So trying to show off
There you go. It was to attach that
higher level barbarian for people.
thing to the mast.
Sparks just a ton of fun to play.
Cool.
Cool. Well, I know that we
Okay.
kind of went over a little bit about armor systems and the strongholds themselves. We do a lot of the feedback from the last stream is people were hoping that we spend a little bit more time on Q&A, and we most definitely want to spend some time on Q&A.
Okay, Q&A. What up? What's
we will kind of jump
see
into
here.
some questions. We're also going to take some questions from Twitch chat as well, because I know we have chat available, and we've been pulling some.
Oh, boy.
throughout,
Let's see how that
the
goes.
actual broadcasts themselves. So I know first question that we have, and this is kind of a popular question that we've gotten a lot from a lot of people, because they want to hear more about some of the progression systems and the end game systems that are coming to Diablo 4. And I will say that I can guarantee you that we actually have a lot of progression and endgame items that we do want to talk about, and it's going to come shortly after beta. We actually even have a live stream that we are going to be planning after beta that we're going to be dedicating on those specific
Okay, maybe they're
topics,
trying to hold off to
because
it till
there's a
after
ton of
beta,
content
because
go over that. So you guys are going to see a
That's
ton
fair.
of videos and a live stream and so forth dedicated to all those specific pieces, because it is probably one of the big things that everyone's asking about like, hey, how can I progress my character, or how can I continue playing, especially through the end game system. So expect that right after beta. It'll be shortly after beta. We're excited to share all that stuff with everyone from
That's
that
fair.
end.
Probably the Paragon system and
Another
everything.
question that we get is, is there a, let me see, do we have another question on the lower third? There we go. Is there a limit on the number of people you can see
Oh, this is
in
interesting.
open world?
Oh, sure, yeah. So there is a limit of the number of people you'll see at any one time. And it adjusts dynamically depending on the kind of content you're doing, right?
Okay.
We want the exploration of the open world to feel like Diablo, to feel like a desolate place. If you're running around in this harsh world and you're being tasked to do things, or you're trying to defeat evil, but there are 20 other people defeating the same evil at the same time, you really lose that sense of
I think that's good.
Diablo experience, right?
I think the open world
And
should
so
be
we've
small
been
map.
very careful, and we've actually been tuning it throughout the development process, tuning exactly how many people you'll see when you're out
What's the
exploring
number?
an open world area. Art was just talking about strongholds, and strongholds and dungeons are completely private experiences, so you'll only see people that you've invited to your party, or if you don't invite anyone, you won't see anyone, right?
Right, it's phased to you.
And
Okay.
then, of course, when you're in public spaces, or when a stronghold becomes a public space, you'll start to see other people there.
How many?
But you won't see a whole lot of people in those areas because of that sense of exploration and experience there.
Okay.
Now, when you're doing content that benefits from having lots of people at once, like you're doing at Java, you're doing World Boss,
World Boss itself,
in the
yeah.
beta, or you're doing an event that the world has events that show up dynamically. If you're doing events like that,
Okay.
you'll see more players.
I wish they would just
congregating
give us
in
some
that area.
numbers, but
And then when you go to a town, that's where you're going to see the most other people. You're going to get to see
great.
everyone else's cool gear, and you can form parties and
City should have
engage in
a
various
lot.
social activities with other players there. So our town hubs, if you think about Kyovashad and the open beta, you'll see lots. It'll feel like a city. There are people running around, and then when you head out of the city into the frozen wasteland, it'll feel like a frozen wasteland.
Nice, awesome.
Great. I mean, I wish they gave us some numbers there, but okay.
Other questions here.
That's good. I mean, I'm glad their thought process is good.
Kind of see them. One quick question. I know people are asking if you can stream the beta. You most definitely can stream the beta. Even early access, there's no restrictions on that. So yes, you
No
can stream
NDA.
the beta. You can watch your favorite streamer as they play through beta. That will all be available.
Of course, this is an advertisement.
There is
I've
a
never
question
streamed
regarding
before. Maybe I
provide
will.
support,
We'll see.
Regarding Diablo.
I'll make
4.
YouTube videos on
I know
it.
We had talked about, well, at least Joe and I have talked about this specifically, that it does, the game does support ultra wide for the game itself. It's
Nice.
I think it's like
I've wanted to stream, but I also feel like I need to.
Yeah, we support up to 3 to 1.
I feel like I'd be streaming to like
Yeah,
one
I'm trying to
person.
remember the resolutions. I'm like,
So
So if you have an ultra wide monitor,
Yeah.
you're gonna get to see more of the world. If you have one of
but I'll
the
make YouTube
mega
videos, share some
super
cool things I
ultra-wide,
find.
you will see black bars on the side. for that.
awesome. And then PC controller support. Is there?
Please.
Can you play on PC and use a controller?
Absolutely, that's the main way that I do it.
Yeah, man.
Fun
Nice.
fact,
Yeah.
It's a really great way.
I
of,
also know how to use a mouse.
Yeah. It's a great way of grabbing shots too. If you're like using a camera
it
or
is.
something like that, it gives you a stable.
Oh,
hand.
thank goodness. Funny enough, I play
let's see,
controller.
Is open beta for anyone who may have purchased the base edition? Yes. If you pre-order at all, you get
Okay.
actually access to.
I'm glad about the controller thing because
early access, beta,
I
so you can
work.
actually
My
play
my
even
regular
beforehand,
work
and
is
then,
not
of
with
course,
a
the
mouse,
beta
so
is
my
just
hands
one.
like I just can't be on a mouse.
Is Diablo 4 going to
20
have
hours.
seasons like 3? So Diablo 4 will have seasons. We're actually going to have more information on the.
It better be better
first
than
season of
Diablo 3 seasons.
4,
Those were
as we get closer to launch,
boring.
specifically from on that end. I think we had talked about in the last stream that the first season of Diablo 4 will end up starting a little after launch. So the initial game will launch during like kind of a preseason or so from that end.
That's right. Yeah, we're going to talk a lot more about sort of the scope and breadth of seasons, how expansive they are, as we get a little bit closer here, and we'll be able to talk more specifically about what kinds of stuff.
I really hope
we
it's
see
not
coming
just.
and our plans.
I hope there's like new zones and stuff. I really wish it was more like an MMO.
The key thing to know is that our ambition here is to make the seasons substantially meatier than we've seen in the past. Like, we really want this to be a live game that's changing with every season, introducing new gameplay elements, and it's something we're putting a lot of work and effort into.
I'm glad to hear that.
There was a question about, because I know we had talked about this.
I fell off of Diablo 3 because it was a great game, but
Diablo 4 was originally announced about runes and rune words. And
things
so
never
forth.
really changed.
Question about runes and rune words. Are they going to be available in Diablo 4 like right at launch, or is there any plans in the future and so forth in that sense?
Yeah, so this is one of the really interesting things about developing developing the game and showing it off. Like, we've tried, as we've developed the game, to talk about everything that we're doing as much as possible.
I'm glad.
And
I
one
think that's better.
effect of that is that because the game is in development,
People are going to ask about things that aren't there anymore.
And we're, if you look at some of the shots of the skill tree that we've showed, it's changed dramatically. As we've looked at
True.
feedback from showing.
Very
off.
different
It's the
than
great thing about
2019.
Showing stuff off is we can get feedback from players and make adjustments, right? And that also means that sometimes we'll announce features like rune words, and we'll realize that, like, this needs more time to get right. And we know, especially with something like rune words, that it's something that players, because it's an existing concept in Diablo, right? Like, if we made up a name and said, oh, here's this new system and it's super cool and here's what it does, great, no problem. But if we say, oh, here's this new system and it's rune words, and players say, well, I remember what rune words were, and this is not rune words, then we need to make sure that we're fulfilling the player expectations there. And so that's
A bunch of Diablo 2 players. Like, I like Diablo 2, but
return to.
let them adapt and do what they think is best.
In the game, are there like achievements and so forth for players to potentially like earn or whatnot? I guess it's almost kind of like we kind of most definitely have some sort of way of being able to track like specific goals or whatnot within the game.
Oh yeah, of
achievements.
course. So,
Interesting.
Yeah, there are achievements. There are also a number of challenges that you can do. There are class-based challenges. There are challenges.
Do they give you rewards?
Particular content, all kinds of cool stuff.
Yeah. And,
rewards?
I mean, and some of those challenges unlock even like things like what you guys might, what we talked about even during beta, where just getting to like Kiova shot, for instance, ended up unlocking like a title or whatnot. So
a title, and when you get to level 20, you get that beta Wolf Pack.
Exactly.
With the Wolf Pop.
Exactly. I know there's a question about like WASD movement. I say it WASD. Some people call it WASD keyboard movement on Diablo 4. People are asking if potentially there was that within D4.
Yeah, so we've tried to extend the. So we don't support WASD movement at launch. Let me be clear on that. But what we have tried to do is really expand the way that you can customize the way you're playing, both for accessibility reasons and also because
that wolf thing was cute.
just have lots
I
of
will say
abilities
that was a
to
cute
play
little wolf
Diablo.
pup thing.
And we recognize that some folks want to play WASD movement, and it's something we'll continue to look into. But if you look at Diablo 4 compared to previous titles, you can do a lot more customization of like what's on your left mouse button. Our engineers have put a lot of work into like even things like, do I want to, like, if I bind something else to my left mouse button, am I going to like click to move forward, or can I move those bindings around? So you have a lot of
Customization and that is
control
great.
over
Let people do what they want to do.
in which slots and how you
To an
want interact
extent.
with the game, and of course with the controller as well.
And I know like this kind of like segues into another question I just saw, I'm going to call out names. RRMXX in Twitch ended up calling out. That's why I'm not calling out names. I'm going to butcher everyone's name. But they were asking about like accessibility options within Diablo 4. And I know we have a team that is Like our UI and UX teams have been like super dedicated on making sure that we can hit as many audiences as
Accessibility is
possible,
good.
with
Very
D4.
important. I
And
think
we actually are
it's like a
planning
standard in
on,
games
going
now. You
into,
need
like,
it.
a
I
detailed,
appreciate it.
summary of all the accessibility options that are going to be incorporated into D4.
Motion sickness, light sensitivity. That's me. I'm pretty photosensitive.
In the world of Sanctuary, so it's actually really cool. So we'll be going into more details on that. Party size. A lot of people are asking like how big our party.
I'm guessing
is in
4.
D4, specifically.
Or 5.
4 players.
4 players. There you go.
4.
Easy going.
That's simple.
Let's see. Our perk. I know we haven't gone into like details about like skins in store. We will before launch. But
Yep, everyone wants to know.
We'll get back to like purchase skins and being available on all characters and stuff. We'll have a whole detailed list on that. And then this is a fun question for you guys. What are your favorite classes, and would you guys plan on maining during launch? Each of you, I guess.
All right, I'll start.
Okay.
I usually say rogue. And that's mostly because
I think you said that last time too.
I think we did such an incredible job in fulfilling the fantasy of having like a hybrid melee ranged class, where I can take like skills that are ranged skills and skills that are melee skills and really use them seamlessly between. That's actually something that sort of we got when we developed the Barbarian. We knew we wanted to have this weapon master that's wielding just lots and lots of different weapons. And so we developed the arsenal system for the Barbarian. And a consequence of that development is that it solved this sort of problem we had with, like, well, do I have, if I'm a ranged class like a rogue that also, part of the fantasy is being a ranged class or a melee class or some mix, and do I have to, like, go into my inventory and switch to my melee weapons, and how does that work, right? So we're able to use some of that same tech to make it really a fun.
That's cool. I do like that fantasy a lot.
I'll mostly focus on playing. My first character will be a sorceress because I have that fun memory, like farming Mephisto with.
Farming Mephisto and Diablo 2. Nice.
Sorcerers. And also I play.
I've already said 100 times. Me, it's gonna be Druid and Necromancer.
So I'm always like get like emotional with the fire code and the lightning kind of a fantasy of a sorcerers.
For me, I think it's a tough choice between Rogue, like Joe said. I really like the kind of like positional requirements and the fast movement pace of playing that character, or Druid. I really like the kind of the hybrid element.
Druid, yeah.
Having a lot of fun with like kind of hybrid werewolf caster builds, experimenting with them lately. So I think that might be what I'll go with on release.
Yeah, I think for me, Druid for sure. I've been playing. Druid was my. When the expansion for D2 came out, I just dropped every character and just only focused on Druid.
Nice, good choice.
I've always loved playing that type of class fantasy in any type of game, even like WoW, for instance. I always played Druid. But I will say Rogue is really good. Rogue has like if you want flashy, Rogue is most definitely super flashy. Like the idea that they even have skills where you can like literally throw your daggers into someone and then jump to them is like the most flashy thing in the world. So I'm going to end with one last question because I know you've been getting this a lot, and it's regarding trading within Diablo 4. And I think there's like nuances and so forth.
I think they
People
should
are asking,
loosen up on trading.
D4, because obviously like D3 it was almost non-existent. So yeah, it's people are curious to know how that works in D4.
Yeah, we get this question a lot, and we're continuing to, trading in D4 is less restrictive than it is in D3, but it's by no means wide open trading. And we know that there are lots of players who enjoy the trading, like enjoy the game for the trading experience, and that those players would like to have as few restrictions on trading as possible. And so we want to support that to the extent that we can, but we also want to protect the core game loop of killing monsters to get loot, right? And so there are some restrictions on.
Yeah, it's a hard thing to balance. You want traders, people that trade to be able to trade, but you also want people that want to grind the gear and not just get it for free. It's a hard balance.
Overriding directive there. But when you think about all the stuff that we're doing that we plan to do with seasons and the Game Being a live service, we could certainly see opportunities for different trading rule sets in the future.
Cool. Awesome. And I'm going to answer this really quickly because everyone's like spamming it. Yes, there are treasure goblins in Diablo.
Oh.
Nice.
Like, are there goblins? Are there goblins? Yes,
There
there
are.
are treasure goblins in Diablo 4. So,
Cool. I think
thanks
that's the end of
guys
it.
for joining us today. On
This is
the
great.
Diablo
Definitely
4
better than the
episode.
last one.
I will note this is actually the end of where we will be talking about some Diablo 4 stuff. We do have one last thing we do want to do. This is not related to Diablo 4, so I do want to just like set expectations here and so forth. But we actually do have some special guests, including this wonderful pie that's sitting behind me that I'm sure a lot of people are like, what's going on?
Oh, I never even noticed it this whole time.
But we do have some special guests today. And I do want to introduce 3 people here.
Okay.
First is the GM of the Diablo franchise. It's Rod Ferguson. He's actually joining us here. He's actually going to walk in slowly. We're actually going to start to shuffle around.
Okay, what is this?
We're doing this live, so.
Really? We're doing it live?
We are. So, and look, I get to be a reporter while I do this. But
Oh gosh.
and
What's
we
the
also
pie
have,
for? Are they gonna pie someone?
We have Neil.
Neil.
Oh, sorry. No
The
problem.
music, I think.
Is going to be walking in, and Esme is also going to be walking in.
Well, she's excited to do this, by the way.
I mean, I'm excited to do this.
She's so happy to do this.
But I do want to like at least let people know. We have a camera here. Look at this. We got like we're production company.
Jeez.
Exactly. So,
Uh.
Rod.
Jesus. That's aggressive mic placement.
Why are we here? What are we doing?
What are we doing? So basically, what we're doing is we're following up on a tradition. I like the wave the hand, like look at that camera. One of the things that our team, the Diablo team, is a bi-coastal team. We have the team in well, actually, we're kind of like a national, international team. But when you think about our 2 main offices, we have Albany and Irvine. And one of the things we've been doing as part of the culture of the team, as we've become this one big team, is like share traditions and things that we do in the culture. And the Albany office has a great tradition around Christmas, which is they take donations for Toys for Tots. And as people donate, they're able to offer up a leader to get pied in the face. And the person who puts the most money as the donation is the person who gets to deliver the pie.
Nice. Okay, cool.
And we thought that was great. When something we wanted to do as the full Diablo team and not just
Pie him in the face.
So
Chuck the pie at him.
We did that. We raised a lot of money for Toys for Tots, which I'm excited about. And weirdly, shocking, I don't know how this came to be. I was voted the one who takes the pie. So surprise, it's me. Yeah.
That's perfect. So we actually have Neil here. Neil,
Hey, how's it going?
You want to explain to everyone what you do on the team?
I am a senior character technical artist.
And donator to Toys.
And donator, and the lucky person to do the deed.
Exactly. So
This is his last day on the job, by the way. So,
Yeah.
we're
I've already packed my
enjoying
things.
yeah. I have to like trade mics here back and forth.
Last day. So the guys that's quitting gets to do it. Wait a minute. What is
Neil
this?
is going to be pieing
He's
Robin.
quitting and then he's.
And then we have
Interesting.
Esme over here. Esme is the wonderful person that actually prepped the pie here. Esme, like, did you put? Because this is Rod.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you went through a lot of thought about how much whipped cream there
I
should
did.
be.
I
In
did.
fact, I think you actually have extra whipped cream
I
just in
do.
case.
We want to
it's
make sure it's
perfect.
soft when it lands on his face.
She told me the ratio of whipped cream to broken glass was hard to figure out. That was the thing she was saying.
So Esme prepped the pie for us,
I did.
and we actually have. She actually brought an extra can of whipped cream, which we will be adding on top of the pie.
Nice, nice.
So I think, Rod, this is a good opportunity for you to take your seat.
Why does it look like Dexter's Lab? Like, why doesn't we have like it's tarped up like we're about to go kill people?
I
This
mean, it's
isn't good.
Diablo.
It's true.
It's perfect.
I've had this beard for like 28 years. This is probably the first day I've regretted having a beard for what's about to happen.
I will say I know the whole team, like the whole
Take a good shower.
team is watching right now, and
They should be fixing
we-
bugs actually. Can we stop watching Diablo team fix more bugs?
We've been hyping this up within the team, so we're actually really stoked to share it with the community as well. So, Rod, feel free to take your seat.
Take a seat.
Okay.
Why am I doing seated? I don't understand.
It
Make sure you don't run away.
yes, and then we'll have Neil. Or actually, let me put this stuff down over here. Give that over here, and we're gonna grab the pie.
This is all for charity. Thank you to everybody.
And then I think we have extra whipped cream somewhere, I believe. I'm not sure.
That seems like an
Do we?
impressive amount.
Oh, well, maybe we don't. So it might actually hurt.
I just want to remind Neil that I have a large nose.
I'll try not to break any.
Neil,
Break my nose.
Oh gosh, just do it already. Come on. Buy 'em.
Any last words, Ron?
Any last words? Be gentle. I don't know. Oh, he does.
We found the cream.
Someone else.
Esme can do it. But yes. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's all for a good cause, and I'm really proud of the team for the money that they raised. And yeah, we're happy to share this tradition as part of the Diablo team with the community.
I think that's good. That's perfect.
Oh God! So Neil, you've enjoyed working on Diablo, and
I did. Yeah, and I've already said my piece with the rest of the team.
Desk is packed. You're ready to go.
All right. Well,
No, I'm sure I'm gonna get to taste plenty of it.
well, we're gonna do a countdown really quickly.
Okay, come on.
Countdown really quickly.
Just do it already. Come on.
Yes, in 3. So goodbye, Diablo hoodie. I'm sorry. All right. In 3, 2, 1.
Do it. Ooh.
It's
Nice.
and he's just rubbing it in. Yeah. All right. Well, Rod, how was that?
It's refreshing. It's good for the pores. I just rub that. I don't know.
Now under my feet. Perfect.
How do you think, Neil?
That's terrible. Now I'm just gonna stand away from this. Well, thank you guys. Thank you.
Great,
Thank you
great.
guys very
Okay, that
much.
was great.
I really
Oops.
appreciate us sitting it everywhere.
All right, that
You
was
guys
fun.
Tuning in for the Diablo
This was
4
cool.
developer live stream. Again, we have a lot of stuff all across Diablo. Diablo 3's new season actually kicked off this past week. D2 is on a new update as well as of a couple weeks ago.
I think they shared some
with
cool
new
stuff,
season
and this was
kickoff
just kind of
on
a quick
there.
reaction. I might make
Diablo
another
World's
video,
got a ton of updates.
maybe
We
going
just
into depth or
had-
shorting it
just
down.
had
I'm gonna
additions
upload
to the
this
game,
just
which
to
is really
my live
cool.
reaction.
And
It
of
was kind of
course,
fun.
Beta's coming up.
beta.
Early access starts on March 17th. Make sure to check our Diablo blogs and all our social media.
Pre-order to get in early access, and you know you want to get to level 20 because you want that beta wolf.
Exactly.
I want the baby
Thank
wolf.
you guys again. Thanks, Fraud. Thank you, Neil, and thanks to everyone
Nice.
on Team 3, Diablo Immortal team, our Diablo Legacy teams, and so forth.
Where is
Thanks
it?
for tuning in. See you guys next time. And
There we go. Thanks for watching. Let me go back here.
game, and it is for all classes, so you just need to get.
Yeah, so that's the reward you get for playing the beta to getting level 20. You get a little baby wolf. Oh, where is it? Look at that thing. Look at that cutie. That is cute. So that's the reward you get for playing the Diablo 2 beta and getting the level 20. You get a little wolf baby carriage on your back. And I will be getting that for sure. That will be, yeah, that is a cutie. Look at that thing. Look at how cute he is. Look at how cute it is. Well, yeah, I will definitely be getting that. But once again, that's the reward for getting to level 20 in the Diablo beta. Is a little wolf pup on your back, a little cosmetic back piece. Very cool. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my live reaction. It was definitely more eventful than the last one. And yeah, this was great. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care. I think this is my longest recording, over an hour long. Jeez. Well, enjoy an hour video or skip through it and just watch what you want to watch. See you guys in the next one.